morning, everyone. Whew, that was a bit of a rush. Been back at work today, just getting shop all ready for opening next week. So that was a bit of a rush. Hope you're all well and safe. Some of you may be enjoying your holidays, sort of. So so on the menu tonight is a prawn masala curry. Mark Dennis, you suggested doing a curry in the cast iron wok, so that's what I'm going to do. I can't remember what I used it for last time, but anyway, I think the wok is great for stir fries, doing sort of your chicken fajitas, anything reasonably dry if you want to stuff in some flatbreads, anything really, but it does fit nicely in junior, and it also sits nicely in the accessory rack in your classic, and your big Joe, that probably fits nicely in the in the accessory rack of the big Joe as well. So yes, so before I went to work this morning, I made some dough for the naans. So they've been proving all day, which they can do, and I quickly rolled them out. So before I cook the curry, I'm just going to put a couple of naans on, so we can try them once I've cooked the curry. I know some of you are all busy doing bits in your garden. Anyone joining us tonight?
Oh, I can't see who's joining. We've got a few people in, but you can't see any famous names of the regulars just yet.
Because my phone's a bit funny.
Well, I don't know. I think we're okay. Yeah.
So if you're cooking flatbreads or anything, your chapatis or directly on the grill, it's best to oil them first so they don't stick. And naans you can sometimes do directly into a pan, or I'm going to do a bit like I do my flatbreads, so directly onto the grills. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put 2 on. Do 2. I'll just do 2 for now, just so we've got something to mop up the curry. I'm going to close the lid just to help them hopefully rise a little bit. So we'll close the lid and let them cook. Keep an eye on them. So what's everyone else been cooking? Over the weekend? Oh, it's Wednesday today, isn't it? Forget what day of the week it is.
Charlie Rains says, do you ever cook your naan straight on the deflector plate on the junior? It works well.
I think I might have to give that a go. I suppose it's like a little pizza stone, really. So yeah, so they're just starting to pop up a little bit. That's the whole thing about, I think, cooking on the barbecue and on your Joes. It's you try something, if it works, that's great, and yeah, tell us all about it, because it's nice to you know, I'm still learning. So yes, I'm going to take a little break from my regular live cooks on a Wednesday on the Kamado Joe site, just because I'm juggling work and everything, but I'm still here and I'll still be cooking, and I might surprise you sometimes, and I'll do a live cook when I can. So I'm not going away, I'm still here. So, and you've got to keep on cooking and showing us your cooks and sharing your tips. So yes, so that's popping up a little bit. They've got yeast in, so that's what I'm hoping they're going to puff up. I did have the deflector plate in, so it's just really coming up, getting it a bit hotter. We want it hot obviously when we put the wok on.
Do you know how many live cooks we've done so far for the Kamado Joe group?
Oh, must be 12, 10 or 12. And if you've missed them, you can catch them in the feed. So if you just type in, I don't know, live cooks, or they should pop up.
Where else can we find them?
You can find them on, I do have a YouTube channel, Cooking with Sue. I've downloaded them, and most of them are actually all on my Joe, so you can find them there as well. Oh, I see lots of new people joining with their, or your new Joes, be it Junior, Classic or Big Joe. So yeah, if you want some tips on various types of cooking, I'm normally the baker amongst us, and you'll find me cooking a range of breads and cakes and sticky toffee puddings and chocolate brownies and cheesecakes. So yeah, if you want to have a go at cooking desserts, then I'm your gal. I'm going to turn them over. They're not quite done yet. We'll give them a... You smell them? Bread, isn't it? So we'll close the lid. I think that's going to just help them cook better and rise a bit more. So I can run through the ingredients for you. So curries, there's so many recipes out there. I've cooked many. Some have got loads of ingredients, some have got few ingredients. If you are following a recipe, if you haven't got all the spices, it doesn't really matter. The recipe I'm following starts off really with a base sauce, and then you can add lots to that. So if I run through the ingredients, so we've got, it's a prawn curry, so tiger tails I managed to pick up from a fish shop on the way home from work. They were frozen, but they've defrosted now. He said they've all been cleaned and deveined, so that's good. So that's right. I've got some coconut milk, some ghee, which helps your curry taste even better, which is just clarified butter, some garlic and ginger, 2 green chilies, it might be a hot one tonight actually, some mixed powder and garam masala, that's how you pronounce it, I'm told, some tomato puree. I didn't have any coriander, so I've just picked some of my oregano, I think, and salt and pepper, a little bit of soy sauce, and that's it, I think. So you see, if you haven't got all the ingredients, it doesn't really matter. And I sometimes use spice kits as well. But the main thing is cooking outside, on your barbecue, in your Kamado Joe, in your wok, on the grills. It's my happy place. So they're puffing up nice, but they need a little bit longer. Just give them a little bit longer, and then we can brush the tops with some ghee, and I'm going to sprinkle them with some nigella seeds. So anybody got any questions?
They do look a bit thicker than the ones we've cooked before. They look like they're rising more. Is that because they've proved for longer?
They've got yogurt in, and they've got an egg in there, and some milk, and they have proved all day, which is fine. But naans are generally thicker than the flatbreads that I normally make. So just a little bit longer. Just we leave the lid off, then they can brown a bit more. So we want it to get hotter ready to put the wok on. A little drink.
Roberto says, good evening both.
Good evening, Roberto. So if you're looking, it's not cooking. And you always got to click the tongs at least 3 times. Just turn them over. Oh, that one's a nice colour. Give them a little bit longer, and then we'll brush them with some ghee and sprinkle them with some nigella seeds, which I did have somewhere. We won't sprinkle them with nigella seeds, so we'll just sprinkle them with some butter on. I did get them out. Okay, so what we'll do is, so you see I was rushed tonight. I'm not properly in the zone. Right, so we'll take them off. They look nice. Pop them in there. We'll brush them with some butter.
Roberto says they're looking lovely. Well done.
Just put a bit of...
Oh, look at that. That's delicious.
So I should have had mine. I know I got them out of the cupboard, but...
Oh, it's going to drop onto the... Oh,
That's
it's
okay.
on the tea towel.
Add to the flavour. There, so imagine I've sprinkled them with some nigella seeds, and then we can wrap them in the tea towel. That'll keep them warm, and then we've got something to eat the curry with later. So what we'll do now is take off the grill and put the wok in.
Chris Treebury says, sorry it's late, but hello.
Oh, good evening, Chris.
All we've done is put the naans on.
Yeah, and they're keeping warm in the tea towel. So the wok just sits really nicely on the trivet inside the junior. So, I'm going to put in some ghee and let that melt. Oh, there's a fly just gone in there, look. He's not invited to the party. Shoo! Oh, shoo. Right, so let that melt. And then we're going to add in the mustard seeds and a stick of cinnamon. Okay. I'll put the cinnamon stick in and just wait for that to melt, and then I'll add in the mustard seeds, and then I'll start to pop, and then we'll start to add everything else in. And I've had to put my glasses on because I need to read the recipe.
And Roberto says, is it gin tonight?
Well spotted. Cheers, it is a gin. Because it's so warm, the ice is already melted. I needed that after a busy day at work. Right, so I'm going to put the mustard seeds in because that's going to get hot in a minute. And once they start popping, I need to add in the garlic and the ginger. And what I like about using the wok in the junior, you don't burn your arm, whereas when you use it in the classic, you've got a little gap at the side and it does get quite hot where the flames come around it, but that's why I quite like to use it in the junior. So they should start popping in a minute. You forget, because it's cast iron, it takes that little bit longer to heat up. Time for another drink. like when you're waiting for the kettle to boil too, isn't it? It takes ages. And you should use a wooden implement as well when you're using anything cast iron, because you don't want to scratch.
Did you oil it from the last time you've cooked it?
I did after I washed it, yes. Doesn't look like it though, but it's dried. It cleaned up really nice too after the last cook. It's a good solid piece of kit. They should start popping in a minute. What's everyone else having for their dinner?
We can hear some sizzling, but no popping just yet.
Yeah, there's no sort of pop.
That was my ankles, not the mustard seed.
Hear the seagulls. Ah. We have popping. Right, so now they're popping, I'm going to add in the garlic and ginger. To a nice sizzle, and now I'm going to add in the chilies. I've got 2 green chilies there, finely chopped. It is going to be a hot one, I think, Ashley.
We'll make sure to have some yogurt at the ready.
Yeah, we have got some, I think. And then we need 2 tablespoons of some mixed powder, which is like a curry powder. So 2 of those in.
Roberto, you're so right. It does smell incredible already. As soon as that garlic hit the pan. Ooh.
And we also need to add in tomato puree. If you didn't have tomato puree, you can use passata. I always say that curries recipes are a guide. So if you don't have the ingredients, then use what you've got. So we're just cooking out the spices in the powder. It's starting to brown, but that's all fine. And now we need to start to add some of the base sauce. So this is the sauce I've made already. What I do is I do it in the pressure cooker. And then I freeze it in these tubs and put them in the freezer. Makes about 5 lots of these, so then they're ready to go when you make a curry. It's the same base sauce whether you use chicken, fish, lamb, beef. Okay, so it does smell really good. Okay, so then we need to put in the raw prawns. So they're going in, they look really nice and plump. So they're going in. So just the water where they've still a bit frozen, but that's okay. So they'll start to go a nice colour. It'll also help cool it down. Whoops. So just let them cook away. Just want to make sure that it's not catching at the bottom. If it starts drying out, you can always add some water, but I've still got some of the base sauce I need to add in.
John Paul Haig says, have you read The Curry Secret?
I haven't, no. See, and I have tried, but you can just sort of rest the lid if you wanted to maximise the heat. I say there are so many different curry recipes out there. Just cook your favourite curry that you would normally cook indoors, outside, and it would taste so much better. And it means you can be outside and spend time with your family and friends. Right, so that's all cooking nicely. The prawns are starting to cook through. You can just see them starting to go white. So that's good. I'm going to start to add in some more ingredients now. I'm going to put in the rest of the base curry sauce. And you also need to add in about 200 mils of coconut milk. That's 400 mils, so I'm only going to put half of that in. It's going to give it a nice creamy colour. And also now, unusually, soy sauce. I don't tend to use soy sauce in Indian cookery, but I think it's because it's got like a fishy flavour. So that's what we'll do. This is the light soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of that. Okay, and then we'll give that a stir.
So John Paul Haig, is saying that it's like a restaurant style curry. So you make the base, and the book will tell you every dish you could find in like a local Indian, and then it's ready in 25 minutes when the base has all been done.
That's right. So yeah, when you go to, that's true. That is true. So what's nice then is once you've got that base sauce in your freezer, and you come home from work of an evening, there, that will thicken up a little bit. We'll just wait for those prawns to cook, and I'll just see what else. I think the only thing that's left is some salt and pepper and some lime juice. So that's a little bit of salt. So, I won't do it. And some pepper. And then we'll do some lime juice. A little tip to get all maximum lime juice out is to roll it on your chopping board or on a flat surface. That just helps to get all the juice out. At least with limes you haven't got any pips in. You don't need to worry about the pips falling in. I don't know why limes don't have pips. Lemons have pips. Oranges have pips. But limes don't. It's one of those questions that you never know the answer for.
It's one of those things that makes you go,
Well, it's like, oh, why don't limes have pips? Right, so that's that. And then I think we are nearly there.
Charlie Rain says they're going to try the wok on the Junior next time.
Yeah, I say it just sits in nicely and enough gap around the outer edge for airflow, and you don't tend to get so hot an arm when you're cooking, which is really good. I mean, it is warm, but not too warm. I'm just going to give it a little bit longer to make sure those prawns are properly cooked. I think it will reduce down over time. But all we can do, we can just take a little bit out. I'll just give it a little bit longer. Let the prawns cook, and then we'll take it out and try it, which is all the best thing. Ah, now it does say as well to put in, and I did a cookery lesson with a lovely lady Indian chef, and in her recipe as well, a lot of them sprinkle on a teaspoon of garam masala on the finished dish. So that's what I'm going to do. It just adds another layer of flavour. As I say, there are lots of recipes. Cook your favourite curry. And I'm going to give that a stir, and then I think we're going to try that. Look at those prawns are all cooked, look.
Looks like the bubbling lava of Mordor from Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Right, so that is ready. I think if I leave it longer, the sauce will reduce down, which is fine. But then there's more sauce for you to mop up with your naan breads, which is nice. So I'm just going to pop that on the trivet. Take it off, so make sure you've got your sturdy gloves. Okay. Just close that down for now. Right. So we can sprinkle it with our oregano. And then get a plate. Pick up a nice little naan bread from over here. It's gone all nice and soft and lovely. Put that on the plate. And got a nice spoon here. This is tea actually tonight. Yeah, so the sauce is a little bit runny, but I think it would reduce down. That's okay, so I'll put some in there. Need a bigger spoon. Fork. Need a ladle. And then you can have all your favourite sides as well, a raita. Or you could also do some kebabs as well, and another sort of Indian accompaniment to go with it. So yeah, so we'll have a taste, shall we? Let's dip a naan in the sauce first. That is delicious. And the prawn. It's going to be hot. That is yummy. We're going to enjoy tea tonight, Ashley. I'm really looking forward to having tea. So we'll cook the rest of the naans, and might do some rice to go with it as well, just to help soak up that sauce. But there we have it. Prawn masala curry cooked in the wok in the Kamado Joe Jr. Yeah, so keep on cooking, guys. Enjoy the summer. I'm still around, and fire up and get cooking, and I'll see you soon. Bye.